Eddard Stark, Warden of the North, the man who embodied honor in a world that punished it. When he rode south to serve as Hand of the King, no one expected how badly it would go. But the tragedy of Ned Stark isn't that he was too honorable, it's that he stepped into a role he was fundamentally unsuited for at the worst possible time in Westerosi history. Today, we are diving deep into the political lore, the book canon, and the subtle details the show only hints at. And we're going to uncover why Ned Stark failed as Hand of the King and how that failure reshaped the entire future of Westeros. This is Stevie Hayes. Welcome to Loreverse, and let's dive into this. Now, Ned Stark was a man forged by the North. Very direct, very honest, very loyal, very slow to anger, but unwavering when he made a choice. And those traits served him perfectly at Winterfell, but in King's Landing, they were weaknesses. Because to understand the land of Westeros, Westeros isn't one culture, it's seven. The North is blunt, the South is political theater, the Reach is diplomacy, and the Westerlands are backroom deals. And Ned was dropped into that melting pot like a direwolf into a garden party. And the reality is, he didn't understand Southern court language, where we shall see means absolutely not. My friend means my enemy. And a smile often hides a dagger. Varys even tells Tyrion later, Ned Stark was a man out of place and time. In the books, Littlefinger straight up mocks Ned's northern bluntness because the game is built on misdirection, not truth. And Ned played the game with northern rules, and everyone else played like it was life or death. And in King's Landing, it is. From the moment Ned arrived, he was boxed in by political predators. Barristan Selmy, Pycelle, really a fake ally, actually serving House Lannister. Renly, a brief ally, and Ned rejected him. A few gold cloaks loyal to Littlefinger, his daughters, and that's basically it. And he walked into a poisonous nest of Littlefinger, Varys, Cersei, Jaime, the Lannisters' gold, a dying, distracted king, and a small council that laughed at its own corruption. And in the books, Ned immediately underestimates Littlefinger, even after Catelyn warns him not to trust him. He assumes Varys is simple, right? The eunuch, not a spider managing global intelligence network. And Ned saw enemies, but in northern terms, people who oppose you openly. King's Landing's enemies smile while poisoning you. And that cultural blind spot doomed Ned Stark. Now, one of Ned's fatal mistakes was he assumed his job was to find the truth. But in reality, the job of the hand is to maintain stability and control power. Ned treated Jon Arryn's death like a northern crime investigation. So he looked for motives, facts, witnesses, patterns, and physical evidence. But King's Landings runs on secrets, not justice. Cersei even warns him, when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or die. And Ned, being Ned, replies with honesty, revealing everything he knows. He confronts her privately, giving her time to act. This is honorable, but naive on his part. Jon Arryn died because he learned the truth. Ned died because he announced that he learned the truth. In the South, truth isn't a weapon, secrets are. And this is one of the biggest sections where book lore adds massive context. Ned had multiple opportunities to stabilize the kingdom. He could have backed Renly with the 100 Knights. Renly begs him to act while Robert dies. Ned refuses, and he insists on legal succession. He could have also aligned with Tywin. Politically, Tywin would have accepted Jon as heir if it kept peace, but Ned couldn't stomach working with Tywin. He could have used Littlefinger's influence over the City Watch. Littlefinger warned him, when the swords come out, the man with the gold pays the soldiers. And Ned refuses to bribe them, and Littlefinger instead bribes them. He could have seized Cersei and her children earlier. Renly, Varys, and Littlefinger all agree, act fast, act decisively. Ned waits. He could have even left King's Landing altogether. As soon as he realized the danger that's going on, he could have fled. He stayed out of duty and lost everything. Ned Stark consistently chose the honorable route even when he had power, and even when that power was the only thing keeping him alive. Now, Ned's loyalty to Robert Baratheon defined his entire adult life, but that loyalty blinded him. He really ignored how unstable Robert's court actually was. The king's drowning in debt, a small council of vipers, a queen with more political power than him, and heirs who were not truly his. And Ned believed Robert was the man he followed in the rebellion. But Robert had long since abandoned the qualities that made him a leader. He was king in name, not in function. And so Ned tried to be hand to the man Robert once was, not the king he had become. And because of that, he made decisions based on nostalgia, not reality. Now, here's where deep lore matters. For 14 years, Ned carried the secret of Jon Snow's true parentage, hiding the secret that shaped the way he acted politically. Ned hates liars because he has been forced to live a lie. Every lie he sees in King's Landing reminds him of the lie he carries. Ned hates breaking oaths because he already broke one. He swore to Lyanna to protect Jon, and that oath overwrote every political calculation he could ever make. Ned also refuses to kill children because he is raising the child the realm would kill if they knew the truth. This is why he refuses to kill Daenerys, why he refuses to see Cersei kids by force, and why he won't let innocent people die for politics. Because Ned Stark's failure is deeply tied to Jon Snow's secret, and he had the heart of a father, not the instincts of a actual ruler. And in the books, Ned Stark is contrasted with characters like Tywin, Tyrion, Olenna, Littlefinger, Varys, Marjorie, and Stannis. All of them understand the Game of Thrones, and Ned refuses to play it. He thinks the game is beneath him. He believes truth should rule. He believes the law is sacred. He believes honor is absolute. And in a vacuum, those qualities make him noble. But in King's Landing, they make him predictable. And being predictable is a weakness, and weakness gets exploited. And Ned failed because everyone else was playing a game that he refused to learn. So here's the twist. This is the loreverse view, I call it. Ned Stark had to fail because his death causes the real story of Westeros to begin. It fuels the War of the Five Kings. It shatters the Stark family. It exposes the Lannister corruption. It reveals the true threat of the White Walkers through Bran's arc. It allows Jon to grow beyond the shadow of Ned's protection. It sets Daenerys on a collision course with the Seven Kingdoms, and it exposes the rot at the heart of the Iron Throne. And the tragedy of Ned Stark is that he was a good man in a bad place at the wrong time, but his failure reshaped the fate of nations. And Ned Stark didn't fail because he was weak. He fell because the world he tried to save was already rotten, and someone like him couldn't survive long enough to fix it. Now, if you guys enjoyed this deep dive into Ned Stark and want more loreverse breakdowns on Westerosi politics, the Starks, or the Game of Thrones book and show, please hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment on who you want to be covered next. Winter is coming. Stay crispy. It's your boy Stevie Hayes, and peace out.